Private Limited Digital Learning. So today we are going to implement a simple JDBC application using MySQL database. Java with MySQL database. IDE we are using here Eclipse IDE. If you are using any other IDEs also, the way of implementation and connecting to the database is same only. Now, so what is JDBC? Why we need to go for the JDBC? And how to connect Java application to database? What are the steps we need to implement? Where to download MySQL connector jar file to communicate your Java application to database or database to Java application, and how to give the build path in our Eclipse IDE. So how to download and how to provide the path. The simple steps I'm giving. So JDBC is nothing but Java to database connectivity. So here we have the files and collections. There is a data insecure data. So I'm giving the for basic understanding purpose because it is only creating video purpose only. So it is live session. We'll elaborate very lengthy and in-depth knowledge. Okay. So here we have the files and collection. The files and collections are the simple storage and reading the data, writing the data. Once we executed the files or if we execute the collection data, we can do the just CUD operations, create, read, update, delete operations. But it is not the permanent storage using the collections. If you go for the files, it is a permanent storage, but there is no security. Anyone can delete the files. So for avoiding these issues, we have the consistent data and query wise with username and password, the secure data using the databases. Any database software, either Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, case under different database technologies we have. We'll use the database softwares. So here we are using the MySQL database for this application and how to connect the Java application to database and where to download the jar file and how to get the build path. Just I'm giving the overview, so how it will be structured internally. So here I can see I have the simple diagram for understanding the how the Java application and database communicating. So we have the JDBC API and Java application. So Java application language is object-oriented programming language, database language, structured query language. Like one mother tongue plus unknown language. Example, you can feel like Arabic or Chinese. So if you want to read the papers or if you want to talk in direct languages without knowing the Arabic and Chinese, so for our brain it won't understood. So what we have to do, we have to go for the translators. So using the translators we can convert our mother tongue to so either Chinese or Arabic. Again the Arabic to our mother tongue language we can convert and we can understand what is conversation is happening. So the same way here the object-oriented programming language to database programming, the database queries. What are we have the structured query languages. So SQL is separately, that is a query language, and Java is separate programming language. So both are not same, and it is not same syntax also. If you want to communicate that Java language to database query language, so we have the driver softwares. JDBC, ODBC bridge driver is a type 1 driver. It is platform dependent driver. If you use a Mac OS, you need to use the Mac only. If you go for the Windows only. It is a platform dependency driver. Native API driver is nothing but it is not fully Java driver. So compared to the JDBC and ODBC, the native API driver is a little bit easy to connect to the Java application to database. But both are we need to install the server side and client side, and it is a poor performance and insecure drivers. If you go for the network protocol driver, we need to maintain the client side and the server side. The servers you need to purchase the servers and write the queries for the specifically for server based programming communications. So it is the maintenance cost will be high compared to the remaining drivers. So we are not using the JDBC ODBC type 1, type 2 is a native, type 3 is a network protocol driver. Thin driver is a pure Java driver. Java is object oriented programming language, platform independent and concurrent operations, high secure. We can see the high secure. So we are using the thin driver to communicate Java application database. Okay. If you use it directly without any driver, what will happen? I will show in the application. You will get the error actually. I will show the error. So what is the error actually? This is the basic diagram JDBC API to Java application and database, how we can communicate, how we can read the data. Okay, back. Next, coming to the steps to connect your Java application to database. So these are the 5 steps. Interview question also. What are the steps we have? Load the driver class, create connection object, and create statement object, either prepare statement, callable statement, or statement. We have the 3 statement objects. And execute the query, close the connection object. Why we need to close the connection object means if you have the any exceptions or already the query is in queue, the object is under usage. So if you want to avoid that type of issues for getting any exceptions, please close the exception, the class connection interface object end of the execution, either in the finally block or end of the statements. Load the driver class, create connection and statement object, execute the query, and close the connection object to avoid the exceptions. So again and again using the same object, you need to close the exception, the connection object. Okay. Now, how to create the simple Java application in Eclipse IDE and write the simple steps, the 5 steps, and execute the application. So if you don't have the driver, where to download the driver and how to give the path to the our project. Without driver, what will happen? After using the driver, what will happen? We'll see the simple concept. So we'll go for the simple application in our Eclipse IDE. Okay. So here I'm using the Eclipse IDE to implement the Java application. And the database software is there. So we'll show the database software also, how to log in and how to check the data in from Java application to database, database to Java. So here I'm taking the simple application file and new Java project. The project name I'm taking JDBC MySQL. JDBC MySQL. Okay, just finish the project creation. And here you can just verify our project is created JDBC MySQL project. So inside the JDBC MySQL project, I'm creating a simple class, simple Java class with main method. So package name, I'm taking the simple any package name. And here example one, you want main method, you can select here. Okay. So inside the class, we need the main method to execute the Java applications. Fine. So here I'm taking simple example like, so the step one is load the driver class. Load the driver class. Step one. So how to load the driver class? We have the inbuilt class library class dot for name method is a dynamical object creation. Here we have to mention the MySQL driver class name. Okay, com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. Here driver is a class name. So remaining main package, sub package, sub package. So that we have the driver class. So it will throw class not found exception. Either we need to use the try catch or throws keyword. Anything is fine. For better understanding, simple who are the beginners, just take the throws. Otherwise, we can use the try catch also finally block. In the final block, we will close the connection object. Very simple. Next step to create connection object. Create connection object. How to create the connection object? Connection con equal to the connection is the interface. So we have to import from the java.sql package. So SQL package equal to driver manager is the class that there we have the factory method. That factory method return statement is the connection object. So here we need to pass your database URL link and username password. So here we have the URL link common for everyone, JDBC colon MySQL colon localhost 3306. So any database we can take, or if you want to create the database in your database, means in our MySQL database, create one database here and use the same database. I have the multiple database in my system. Okay. So here you can see the local host 3306 is the port number for default port number. So here up to this for everyone it is common. Maybe if you change the port number you have to give it, otherwise it is common for everyone up to this. JDBC colon MySQL colon localhost 3306 without any character mistake. Otherwise you will get the error. Done. Next you have to give the database name here, database name. So here I'm taking the simple database. So if you want to create the first time you are using the database, so just take the create database. Create database name is GMST tutorials or GMST database. Okay, GMST DB. Create the database. So database is created. Use the database GMST database. So successfully executed. Now I have to use the same database name in my Java application GMST DB. GMST DB. Done. And here root is the default username. So if you don't have the MySQL software in your system, so I will give the link to in description where you can take the how to install the step by step MySQL database in your mission. Okay, I will give the description. So root and installation time. What is the password you have given? The root password. What is the installation time? You have mentioned the password. Same thing you have to mention here. I have given the password is the my database password or installation time password only. Okay. So URL link, your port number, your database name, and username password. Step 3 is create statement object. Statement object. Statement also interface. The factory method we can establish the object. Statement stmt equal to on dot create statement. With the help of the connection object only we can create the statement object. With statement object we can execute the query. So we have to validate the your username, password, URL link, and port number, database name. Then only it will create the your connection object. Otherwise if there is any mistake, any character mistake or database mistake or username password wrong, it won't create the connection object. So we have to remember the clearly. And once the connection object is established, then we can create the statement object. With the help of the statement object we can execute the queries to your database. Next step 4 is execute the query. Execute the query. So how to execute? We have the stmt dot execute method. That execute method return statement is boolean type. So if you just mouse over, the return statement is a boolean type. If you executed the query successfully, you will get the true. If it is not, you will get the false. So for understanding, I'm taking the simple table name. Create table. Table name is employee. So I'm taking the column names here: ID, name, and company or city. Anything you can take it. ID int, comma, emp name varchar, So how many characters you want? The column size, okay. And the company name or city name. You can take any company name or city name. Okay, just I'm taking the company. So varchar. Okay, varchar. So what is the size of your column? So just I have taken the three columns: ID, name, company name. So varchar two column types. One is integer, that is numerical type data. Now you can just execute the query. And after executing, we need to close the connection object. So step 5 is close the connection object. Turn dot close. Or if you use the try catch finally block, inside the finally block, we will close the connection object. For your better understanding, just I'm giving the one message. It is successful executed or not method. Okay, just I'm giving the done. Step 1, load the driver class. It is common for everyone. If you use the Oracle database, so Oracle driver class is a Oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot Oracle driver. If you use the URL link, jdbc colon in place of MySQL, jdbc colon Oracle colon at the rate localhost 1521 is your port number and XC is the SID, then username and password if you are using the Oracle database. For Oracle database, jdbc colon Oracle colon at the rate localhost 1521 and SID XC. So next username password. Username is system by default. Password, what is the password you have given for Oracle database? JDBC colon Oracle colon at the rate of localhost port number and XC, and database is not required here. It is a system and password is the default username is the system and password, what is the password you have given. So any other custom username is there, you have to mention the username and password. This for Oracle. Okay, done. Next, just save and execute, you will get the error because there is no driver. Directly we are executing the Java application to database. So what I told, unable to communicate your object-oriented programming calls to SQL query to your Java. So you will get the error. Class the class not found exception, com.mysql.jdbc driver. Just execute without any driver library. So here you can see class not found exception, com.mysql.jdbc driver. So what we have to do, we need to add the jar file. So where to add your jar file? To your project. So here we have the JRE system library. We need the referential library like JDBC library also we need. So same like jar files. How it is the jar files are built for your default Java environment. So now just open your Google Chrome. Here I can just type MySQL connector Java 8.0.18. So MySQL connector Java 8.0.18. So here I'm using the Maven repository, upscale website Maven repository. Okay, just go for the Maven repository. So in that page, you can find the table format files. You can see the files. In that files, we have the jar file. Just download the jar file. Just download the jar file. Okay, download the file. So if you are using the Maven project, we can copy the Maven dependence. So it is a simple Java project. It is not a Maven project. It is simple Java project. If you create the Java with Maven project, we can add the MySQL connector. If you're using the Maven project, we need to add the MySQL dependency. So it is not Maven project, it is simple Java project. So I have given the steps to create the Java project, and now downloading the jar file for your MySQL connector in the MySQL database. Just click on the jar file, it will download 2.2 MB, and where you download that jar file, from there you need to copy the jar file to your project. So download the jar file, click on jar, it will download. Or if you are using the Maven project, we can copy the Maven dependency. So in next video, we'll create the Maven project also for JDBC, simple JDBC for Maven project. Okay, just click on jar file, download the jar file. So where you download the jar file, you have to copy to your project. So already I have my connector here. So I'm taking simple jar file. So here I have the MySQL connector from the previous project. So where you downloaded, from there we can copy. Paste, right click on your project. Just right click on your project, JDBC MySQL project, just paste it. So after adding the your jar file, so here you can see the only one library we have, JRE system library, default library. Now you need to build the path for your project. So then only it will affect your jar file library to your project. So these things not required in Maven project. We'll see in the next video. Just new, sorry, just right click on your project. Just right click on your project. Here you can find the build path. right click on your project, you can find the build path. Just you can search for the configure build path. Right click on project, build path, configure build path. Configure build path. Click on configure build path. So here you can see the disabled all the options and it is default libraries. Maybe it is in the other options. You have to select in the libraries only. Just click on libraries. Here you can select the class path. Class path. Once if you click in the class path, it will enable here. Here see disabled. If you click on class path, it will enable. Now just click on first option add jars. Click on first option add jars. So where you copied your jar file inside the JDBC MySQL jar file, it's JDBC MySQL jar file. Just select the jar file, expand your project, just expand your project, select jar file, click OK, and apply and close. Just apply and close. Just apply and close. So now you can see the JRE system library plus reference library. Inside that we have the MySQL connector. Done. You have given the successful build path for your MySQL connector, that is a thin driver for MySQL database. Inside that we have the different classes, interface and everything. We can use that. Now inside the package we have the simple example code. So what are the steps we have implemented? 5 steps. Now we can just execute the class. Okay, execute logic. You can able to see done. Okay, done. So previously we didn't give in the driver class, that is a jar file build path to your project. You got the error. So after giving the build path, it is successfully communicated to your Java application to database. We have created the table, that is ID, employee name, company. So if you want to verify the table it is there or not in your MySQL database, you can. It is select star from employee. So what is the table name? Employee. So employee table. So table is created. ID, employee name, company. Now we need to insert the records to your table. So we have the different ways to insert the records. So I'm taking the direct batch process to insert the records, or you can execute the single one by one also. You can execute it. Okay. So just I'm taking the simple SQL queries. String SQL equal to insert into employee values. So we have the numerical value, ID, varchar is employee name. We can take any name, and company name. So any company name we can take it. Shortcut I'm taking. It is one record. The same way I'm inserting the 5 records using the batch process. So SQL1, SQL2, SQL3, SQL4, SQL5. 5 records I'm inserting. Any name you can take it. So third record, any name. Fourth record, fifth record. Any company you can take it. Any big companies or any normal company. So we have the 5 records. So if you want to insert the 5 records single execution, we have the batch process. Statement object dot add batch. SQL1, add batch, SQL2, SQL3, SQL4, SQL5. So we have the 5 records. Now just execute the batch. stmt dot execute batch. Just execute batch. It will execute the array of queries one by one, one by one. Now we have the 5 records. So execute once again. So done. So you can just verify the records, 5 records here inside the database, MySQL database. And if you want to read the data from the database to your Java, so the update query, delete query, I hope everyone knows. If you know the basic SQL, you can practice it. Okay? Just for the main concept is how to create the Java application in Eclipse IDE to connect the Java application to database with MySQL database or Oracle database. How to give the build path. So without using the Maven project. If you use the Maven project, so I will give that one also. Okay? How to create the Maven project and how to add the dependents. In place of jar file, we'll go for the format XML file dependents. So JDBC implementation. So just connect it to the database. If you successfully insert or read any operation is fine, that is our main intention. So few members unable to get the solution how to implement JDBC with MySQL. So somewhere getting the errors. So different solutions. Still not getting the exact what they are expecting. So for them I'm giving the easiest way to implement the simple Java project without using the Maven. How to create, how to build the path, the jar file how to download, and just checking the your database communication between the Java application to database. So how we are communicating to the Java to SQL, SQL to Java. Now we'll go for the simple reading the records from the database. Reading the records from database. So if you want to read the records from the database or what is the query we have executed, just select start from table name. Here also the query is the same only string SQL equal to select star from table name and you need to execute this query in result set interface. So we have execute query. Execute query method return statement is result set interface object. So stmt dot execute query. So SQL query. So you can say the execute query return statement is result set. And we have the execute update that is integer type. If you want to count the how many records, how many queries executed, this is if you want to identify, we have the integer type. Execute update is the integer type return statement. Execute query result set. Execute is just boolean type. Execute batch is array of elements. If you use the execute batch method, that is array of elements actually. Okay, array of elements. Now, so we need to iterate over the table. We need the while loop or start next method from the result set interface to iterate over each and every row. So here I'm taking the simple comments id colon plus result set interface dot get integer in Java. There is numerical letter int we took the first column id is the integer. Next we have the name of the employee. It is varchar type in SQL. Here we have the string type. Get string of second column and the company. So R start get string third column. So just save and execute. We will retrieve the data from database to our Java. Retrieving the records from the database to Java application. The console. Now I can see the 5 records. So remaining operations you can take care. Okay. So for who are looking for the Maven project, so till up to this simple Java project and copy paste your jar file into the project and build path. So build path how to give, right click on the project, go for the build path, configure build path and select the class path and add the click on add jars, click on add jars, select the your jar file, click on OK. So then apply and close. Already I have given the jar file, apply and close. Next, you can verify if you get the reference libraries that is successfully giving the build path. It is a simple Java project with manual build path operation. That is manual building the jar. If you go for the Maven, automatic build operation will happen. If you use the Maven project, the JDBC, same. I'm not writing any code. Same copy pasting the code is same, but creating the Maven project and adding the dependency is just different than your normal Java project. The code implementation is same only, nothing is there. So we'll see. So I'm taking the simple Maven project. So here no option, just you have to change the Java EE perspective. If you want to create the Maven project, Java EE perspective, it is not available here. You can just open the perspective, open perspective. You can find Java EE. Select the Java EE perspective and go for the file, new Maven project, new Maven project. So here I'm taking the simple Maven project. So click on the create a simple Maven project. Please select it. Create a simple Maven project. Click on next. So group ID is nothing but package name. I'm taking a simple com.test. Artifact ID is nothing but project name. JDBC. I'm taking the just Maven. So for understanding MVN. So Maven. Okay. JDBC Maven project. Just click on finish button. Okay. You can check it. JDBC Maven project is there or not. So JDBC Maven project. JDBC MySQL is a normal project. It is Maven project. M is the symbol for understanding. Okay? So after creating the Maven project, first what you have to do, check map .xml file is there or not. If it is there, just open the .xml file, add the dependency. Inside the .xml file, you need to add the dependency. Dependencies is the root tag. So for sub tag or child tag, we have the dependency. Inside the dependencies, we need to add the tags. So the same website only I'm using MySQL Connect 8.0.8. For normal Java project, jar file we need. For Maven project, we need the Maven dependency. Just copy the dependency, paste in your .xml file. That's it. So remaining everything is same. Only the build operation is different. If you go for the Maven project, automatically it will take the Maven build operations because the Maven itself is a build tool. So Maven is a build tool. It will do the automatically download the jar file, verifying the jar file, installing the jar file. So download and install and configuring to your project. So we have the Maven lifecycle data sorry for this also just Maven project. So this is a simple thing. And so where you have to write the Java code in the Maven project, src main Java you have to write the code. So here I am taking simple class src main Java example one, the same code only. So package name you can take any package name. I'm taking the simple com.test. Finish it. Finish it. So what we have implemented in the previous example, the same code only I'm taking here from main method to complete main method. Just copy inside the example one. And here also what we have to do, already we have the table creation and everything is same because the project is different but database is same only. Just save and execute, you can able to read the data from the database. If you want to verify your Maven dependencies, here you can say the Maven dependencies. You can find MySQL connector is there or not. It is there, then automatically build path done. So it is Maven project. If you go for the JDBC MySQL, is a simple Java project. So nothing, very simple concept. Okay, just execute now. So you can able to read. So operation wise everything is same, but Maven project will provide automatically build operations. If you go for the normal Java project, we have to do the manual build operations. That is a different. Okay. So this is simple Java application with MySQL database using Eclipse IDE. So simple Java project, how to create and how to give the path and getting the records and inserting the records. And simple Maven project, how to add the dependency and the code wise is same. So reading that data, and if you want to insert, you can insert the records also. So this is simple JDBC application using Java. If you guys have any confusion or any doubts or not understanding any errors, you can reach out to me either using our website gmst.in info@gmst.in, or you can write your comments in our comment box. We'll discuss in detailed manner. Or if you guys needs any more applications, you can comment.